Good evening, YouTube people. This is Music Therapy Labs here. I got the Up in My Brain hat with Roxy on the back. Doing another episode of the countdown to the 12 Days of Christmas gift ideas for musicians and music lovers. I'm wearing my ugly Christmas sweater. No offense, Henning. This is one ugly sweater, dude. It's a YouTuber get together at Henning Pauly's studio. He did the Gear Street event, which is really awesome. I didn't get to go, but I bought the sweater because I try to support him and what he does for the community. I think it's awesome. He's, helping expand that community and get more attention from the producers of goods, musical goods, to perhaps reach out to and use some of these YouTubers for their expertise, and also to get some of that information out there to all the people on YouTube watching, because people aren't reading magazines anymore. They're not watching commercials on TV for guitars and gear, but they're learning a lot on YouTube like I have. So anyway, I wanted to share a number of new gift ideas that I've kind of had them in mind, but came to mind. And I have been behind a day or two here, but that's because it's very busy during the holiday season, and trying to get these videos out is not easy. So I thought I would first finish off from the last one with something that I think would be a really good accessory for the headphones. So a lot of times those headphones will come with cords that aren't very long, maybe 6 feet long. And if you're sitting at a mixed desk or at your computer or whatever, that can be great. But let's say you're doing a vocal track and you have them wearing the headphones in a little vocal booth or some kind of, like I have one of those like things that kind of go around the singer so they can sing at the mic, and the vocals won't expand outwards and bounce off windows and things like that. Bottom line is you might need a longer cord. So for those headphones, you can get them something like this from Radio Shack, right? It's a simple an extension cord for headphones. It's like a speaker, cord. And these are the mini jack kind. So this is an extra 20 feet of cord, right? Got one male, one female. And so that's a really good accessory to get, like another 10 feet or 20 feet of cable for them to hook up to their mix board or whatever they're going to be playing back that track that they're listening to, that they might be singing to or whatever. And next item that I thought would be really cool is actually something I'm using right now, which is a tripod. Kind of, it also works not just as a tripod, but also as a selfie stick or whatever, and you can use it. I bought it for NAMM last year. Looked up a number of different ones online, and this one came in really handy. Made in China, called Uzone, and this is basically what it looks and works like. It even comes with a remote control for taking photos, and it's actually about almost 3 feet tall. It extends pretty high, and I'll show you a couple other things here. So it's got the remote there. It takes the stereo jack. And what's great about this product is, it works not only as a selfie stick, but you can set it up like this to a decent height that you can use for recording, like what I'm doing right now. And then along with that, what I also used at NAMM last year that I thought is another really good thing to get for a burgeoning musician or YouTuber. A lot of music is going to be coming out on YouTube first, if you ask me. I mean, MySpace was the early idea of how do we get, our music out into the world, and YouTube has really taken off as that portal, if you want to call it. That's what we used to call these things back in the day. But it's the medium that people are going to be using to get their music out. Hey, Roxy. And so when you are doing interviews or talking, a little lavalier mic like this cost me, I think, like $10-15, along with the tripod thing, $10-15, so under $50 with tax. I had my setup for NAMM last year, and it worked pretty good with the phone I have. I have an LG ThinQ. The V40 ThinQ has a pretty good quality HD camera in it, and it's not excellent like a DSLR or something, but I did not want to be carrying around some big honking set of stuff. So all right, Roxy, let me do my thing. And so then the next gift idea that I think is super good to get, like a guitar. So this is going to be guitar centric, but that could be any musician, right? Well, this could probably be for a bassist or keyboardist too. So let me start with not the loopers, because I'm going to show you some loopers, but there's this one pedal made by TC Electronic called a wiretap. And basically, this is a digital recording device. You hook this up, you know, you got your in and out, normal kind of guitar pedal. You got your power 9-volt power plug there, but it also has this USB connector, so you can then download whatever you recorded into this. So let's say you're at a jam and you have like this great idea for a riff or a song or whatever. This isn't going to record the entire band. This is just going to record your guitar signal through here, and it'll record everything that's in front of it. So if you have all your effects set up and you have this perfect sound you came up with, you could do a snapshot in the sense of that sound and an audio, right, with this. And that's really a great thing to do. And you can, you know, you can have a lot of stuff recorded in this and then download it onto your computer or whatever. And what's great about that is that, you know, let's say you do come up with a really cool sound with your effects when you're messing around and jamming out. You can take a picture with your cell phone of the settings on the pedals and then send that in email to yourself, and then use that picture for the settings of the pedals in reference to the recording, the track, or whatever you want to call that little riff or idea that you recorded or sound that you recorded onto this thing. So great way to, like, you know, copy a sound or a riff or something like that. And so even for a bassist or keyboardist, you know, sometimes you're using effects with keyboards and stuff, and you might come up with something cool. All right, and then, of course, every guitarist, and I dare to say, maybe even a keyboardist or a bassist, might want to get one of these. A looper like this. This is the Ditto Mini. I had the I had one of the bigger ones, but I took it back and bought this really great digital delay effects pedal that they also make, the Alter Ego X4, because it had a built-in looper, and I got it for 150 bucks. So I got a delay pedal plus looper, so it takes up the space of about 2.5 maybe pedals, standard size pedals. But it has, you know, a lot of really great sounding like stereo and other kind of effects in there that you can use. It also has TC Electronics Tone Lab kind of thing that they have, tone print technology, which allows you to even save your own tone prints and also download tone prints of other musicians using not just the delay, but things like flange and chorus and phaser. So there are ways that you can use even that delay pedal to make it do sounds that it normally wouldn't do, right? So, but I also wanted to get a small, simpler looper like this just for practice and playing, and when I go to a gig or, you know, jam night or whatever. I'm not really gigging. If I went to a jam night, then I could loop something like this. You know, if I had an idea and I wanted to try to get the guys to get the idea, you know, quicker than if they were trying to figure it out. Like I say, do this, I'll do the loop, have them play that once they get it or whatever, and turn the loop off. Or if I'm just coming up with a jam idea myself, or I'm playing or practicing at home. All right, so then you can step up your looping into some, there are other, like, you know, there are some much better loopers than that one. Of course, there are more complex ones. Roland makes some, Digitech makes the jam ones. So there are lots of really cool loopers, but this thing, when it came out a few years ago, probably about 3-4 years ago now, it was the talk of NAMM and talk of the town, right? Digitech, all right? And this is the first iteration of the trio. And basically why they call it the trio is because it basically plays the three parts of a band, right? The trio. You've got the bassist, you've got the guitarist, and then you've got the drummer. Now, you can also do keyboards through this thing too. It's going to basically pick up the signal, and then based on what like genre of music, if you can see that, the genres of music there that you choose, it will create a beat, not just on drums, but also a bass part. This one also had a firmware update, or software update. Firmware, software. software update, which allowed you to soften the crazy bass player a little bit, make him not be a little too slap happy on the bass, because some of them were a little, okay, I wish I could tune that down to just a walking bass thing, on a blues thing or whatever. But so there are updates to it, but I got this when they were blowing this thing out, right before, I think maybe right when the Trio Plus came out, which has a built-in looper. So if you want a more expensive version, and better version that actually has like some other better genres, that this has like blues, rock, pop, jazz, but it doesn't have metal. A lot of metal players out there might want something. So the newer version has metal kind of music on there. So it's a great practice tool, or even a way to come up with ideas musically, right? Because you can just strum some simple chords into it for what the beat of the bass or whatever you want it to be like, and it will put the music together for you. It's really, really intuitive, easy to use. And then you can turn up the tempo, you can turn down and up the bass and the drum parts. So it's really great. And then there are, like, I think up to 12 different styles of this, like the type of music styles alongside of the genre. So, and as you go over to the next one, it becomes more and more complex, and it helps you learn, like, even in different types of rhythms and whatnot, what else you could do. So it's a great learning tool. But the new one might be one to get, but I think they're going for around $250. I think somebody was blowing them out for $179 during the Black Friday deals, but that was one of those look for ones. But I think they're all gone, or they've gotten back up to their normal price. So then the other thing that you might want to get, definitely not this sweater or this hat, is if you've got a guitar player or a bass player, maybe even a keyboard player, maybe even a roadie, I want to be a musician, right? You can get them a gig bag of sorts. So you can get backpacks and stuff like that too, right? But this has an adjustable strap for the arm like that. But this is not just a gig bag. So you can put your you open this up, you can put stuff in the front here, so you can see, like, you need a quick tuner, or you need some strings or whatever, or like picks or whatever. But you can also, you have your strings, and you can put your cables and stuff in there. But what's great about this Roadrunner bag is it's actually a pedal board bag, or a pedal bag. And it's fat enough, so you can see that's a good 3 inches. It's high enough to put like a nano board or something like that, a pedal train board in here, some of those smaller ones, right? Or you can just use it the way it is set up, and there's actually Velcro on the bottom, right? And so you just have to have the opposite plasticky Velcro, like I mentioned, that 3M kind that has like the mushroom type, the heavy duty type is a better kind to use on your pedals. And this works great in the snap if you want to just do a quick run out to somewhere and throw a quick pedal board together for a jam night or whatever, but you want to be able to protect your equipment. And it even comes with these like little side walls and stuff, so when you're carrying stuff, it can protect things from banging into each other, which is cool. Roxy, I'm putting you down with the bag. Or if you really love your bassist or your guitarist, you can get them a much more serious bag, like this Gator. So this Gator is an actual pedal board in a bag, right? It's got a nice sturdy strap as well, nice sturdy handle as well. It's even got these nice rubber feet when you set it down. Come here, Roxy. I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm gonna get you. Come here. All right. She's gonna keep cheeping. Cheep. So this comes with the pedal tape as well, but I wouldn't use. I'd probably use just the Velcro side maybe, but not the so the soft Velcro side. But pretty cool, huh? It's pretty big. Looks like it's about 12 by 24 or something like that. So it's a really good size pedal board, kind of the size that I would use for a jam night or a gig. If I brought my other pedal bag over here, the Electro Harmonics one, that's about the same size, right? So that would be a great gift. And I got this pedal board and bag. It all comes together for under $100, I think, when it was I think it was a Musician's Friend stupid deal of the day. So that's one of those websites I mentioned before that has ridiculous prices on a daily basis. They'll do every day. They do a stupid deal of the day, and they're like no-brainers for the most part, unless there's something you don't need. So a lot of times they have stuff I don't want or need for the most part. Once in a while they'll have pedals. And I think I got this at Pro Audio Star or Pro Guitar Shop, maybe. Pro Guitar Shop is probably where I got this when they were selling them for $50. So that was a great deal. And then finally, the last thing is even though the Dario like string changer tool I mentioned is really cool to have, if you're doing like more stuff on guitars, it's good to have one of these little roto type of tools. Once I actually bought one of these like just tips for my like regular power drill, but that power drill is so big and handy, I'm never going to take it with me to a jam or whatever. But if you have a roadie, or if you're doing a jam, or you're playing out or gigging somewhere, even if you're doing like a open mic or something, you break a string and you have to quickly, change the string or something. If you've ever seen that B.B. King one where he changes the string while he's on stage talking, look up B.B. King breaks the string and changes it live while he's still playing. It's amazing. That's just such a pro move. But he didn't need one of these. Such a pro. But this is basically a untune and tune, right? It takes, I think, 4 AA batteries. They'll probably last a year. How often are you gonna use that thing? So it's really great for quickly tuning, your tuning pegs on the guitar. So let me grab a guitar here. Grab my Washburn here. So I'm not gonna actually do it because I don't want to untune it. You just stick it in there onto the tuner, whatever. So it doesn't fit this. Oh yeah, it does fit any size, even these big fat mamas. So stick it there and just pull the trigger, and it's gonna quickly, tune or untune your string. Now, make sure you know which direction you're going, because you don't want to snap a string going too fast in a direction. So that's it for this music therapy. I guess it's Wednesday, hump day, right? They call it over the hump of the week. That's what that means, kids. And so, us working class people, we're happy when it's Wednesday because we're halfway through the week. We're over the hump. And so for this countdown to 12 Days of Christmas, Music Therapy Lab saying, once again, don't forget, the secret to tone is in your mind, but the feel comes from your heart. You just have to put them together and make some music. So for now, Roxy and I are going to say goodbye, good night, and we'll see you on the next one.